Welcome to the Dawgs Table. Hosted by Craig Fountain and Jared Fatty Bates. Get access to special guests. Anyone can join the Dawgs Table. Find the link to join the show in the comments when we go live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope, and everywhere on the BIGPLAY network. Here's your hosts, Craig Fountain and Jared Fatty Bates.
We are live after a Browns victory, and hopefully we don't have any technical issues like we did last week. Welcome to the Dawgs Table. I am that fat guy, Jared Fatty Bates, and the man is Craig Fountain over there. Craig, let's get it going.
Let's get it going. We appreciate, by the way, everybody that joined us out at the Office Lounge in Strongsville. Last week, we apologize for all of the online viewers that missed the last part of the show. We had some technical difficulties. We can get everything set up, have all the sound going. We can have the lights. The beers can be flowing, but sometimes the Wi-Fi just doesn't cooperate. And that's a must-have in this game, in this whole streaming thing.
You know, we had a blast out there. The pizza was phenomenal. The people that were there were the best. Unreal. What a great little bar to go to and get some great food. And for a Browns game, they have some great specials for Browns games too. So go check them out.
Absolutely. And we are presented by Labatt Blue, and they had the Labatt Blues flowing. And we did some giveaways. We had a blast. So keep an eye out. We would love for you to join our next show. But moving on, we have to kind of quickly get past this victory. We've been really dwelling on recaps lately, and we'd like to get into more of a preview because there's always so much to talk about. So I don't want to dwell on the past as long as we normally do tonight. Is that cool? Fatty, what do you think? Oh, Fatty's muted. All right, so the Browns.
There we go.
There you go. There you go.
Sorry, button stuck. No, that's completely fine. I mean, we still have to hit some stuff though. I mean, there's some things that were last week that were kind of like, but no, it'll be a quick little hit. I like it.
Yeah, and basically, you know, it wasn't pretty. Fatty fail.
Yeah, that's all right.
We
Norman's here. We got Norman, Justin. We got Barry's asking for the link
already.
We're bringing in BJ. BJ's coming in early because he's family. That's your family. Well, technically mine too, even though he kicked my ass in fantasy football.
Hey, broken clock is right twice a day. So I'm going to send that to him. But yeah, all right. We had an ugly win. Week 11, Detroit Lions 13-10. It was ugly indeed. And the response, the reaction to this game on social media was certainly, man, I don't even know what to call it. It wasn't surprising, I guess, but to the extent that some people took the reaction to kind of blows my mind. And what can you bring that back up there?
Oh, don't talk about what Baker did.
Yeah. So Baker, let's talk about this because this is something that was going on, and everybody was saying, hey, for all of you guys that were talking about OBJ's body language and things like that, it's time to call out Baker on his body language. Because people didn't like the fact that he walked off the field, didn't shake some hands, that he didn't talk to the media after the game. What were your thoughts on the way Baker handled this victory? It was a win. It was a win. What do you think? How did he handle it?
Are you talking to me or BJ, who now joined us? Me? I think he could have handled it a little differently, but as I told Big Bry, who we love, Big Bry, everybody has a bad day. And obviously he even owned up to his bad day. And on your bad day, do you really want to go back out and rehash your bad day and give either national media, regular media, anybody to just bash you for whatever you say when you're pissed off? I mean, I don't like that he didn't come out and speak, but I also kind of understand why. But he's still the face of the franchise. He still has to speak. And everybody can say immature and all this other stuff. If you've never had a bad day where you really just don't want to talk to anybody, and especially the day that he had, because he was hurt. He played like shit. He knows he played like shit. And you sit there and you call it immature? Call it immature all you want to. He's still like 26 years old, people. Like, I don't understand. He's 26 years old, I think, right?
Well, here's something to consider too. Norman says can't call him immature. He was just beat up. The fact that we have to talk about this after a win astounds me. Should Baker have talked to the media? Probably. Was it better that he didn't? Also, probably. BJ, you're nodding. You agree with me here. Why is it better that he doesn't talk to the media after a victory like this?
My mom always told me if I ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Exactly. And that's when the F-bombs, the S-bombs, the D-bombs, the hookers, the blow, all a bunch of stuff comes out.
Yeah, so, at that point in time, you got to take a second to cool off. If he knows who he is. He knows where his head was. It wasn't immature to go to not speak. Immaturity would have been to go out there and start motherfucking people. That would have been.
That he's allowed to say it because he said it in context. So
here's something that this reminded me of, and what could have happened had he talked to the media. And for some of you that are watching, Jared, I know you're old enough to remember. BJ, I know you're old enough to remember the post-game interview with Tim Couch after he got booed when he was laying on the field hurt. Something like that interview. Do you remember the interview I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
This could have went somewhere in that direction, and that was not pretty, even if Tim Couch was right.
This could have gone Ryan Leaf, kind of like you guys old enough for Ryan Leaf?
Yeah, same time frame.
This could have gone Ryan Leaf way, in the locker room. Like it could have gone bad, no matter because he understands he played bad. He even actually came out and said, I played like shit. And he knows he played bad. And he let his team down. He knows that. So you got a guy going in there who is injured. Mentally, the shit got kicked out of him. He is laying his team down at that point in time. And now he's got to go answer questions about it. Would you want to do that as a person? Come on.
And it's funny too, especially on Brown's Twitter, all these guys on and girls talking on Twitter about how much they can't stand our regional and local media members. And they're criticizing this guy for not going and talking to these people that they can't stand either. It was an emotional post game. I get it. but a win is a win. You guys, man, we're over 500. All right. And believe it or not, I'm going to pull this up. This is only the 6th time through 1999 that the Browns were over 500 through 11 games. This is the 6th best season we've had in over 20 years. You know who would have enjoyed an ugly win yesterday? Or I'm sorry, on Sunday? How about the Bills? They got throttled 41-15 by the Indianapolis Colts, who are only 1 game ahead of us in the playoff seeding right now. They would have liked to have had an ugly win. Josh Allen probably would have taken a 13-10 win over the Lions as opposed to this beatdown. You know who else would have rather had an ugly win? How about the Titans? They lost to the Texans, all right? They would have rather had an ugly win, 13-10 over the Lions. We're talking about 2 of the best teams in the AFC. The Chiefs are struggling. The Bills are struggling. The Steelers are struggling. Everybody is struggling. You have to enjoy the victories or we're not going to make it through the season. You have to. And also, when it comes to post-game reactions, you guys have to lighten up on certain people. Not you guys, the viewers, but if anybody comes across this on Twitter and you're guilty of this, shame on you. You guys have to leave this young woman alone. This young woman is simply defending her husband. This is a retraction. She reposts all kinds of things that fan post. She engages and interacts with the fans. She mistakenly reposted something that questioned the toughness of the Cleveland Brown team members. She admitted it and retracted it. If you have a problem with this young lady, either you don't have a wife that would stick up for you like she does for Baker, or you're jealous of Baker. All right. So
Both.
here you go. Go ahead. Both? All right. So that is my rant for the day. All right. I don't want to steal any thunder from that really makes this ginger
just had
snap.
our first ginger snap and we didn't get it. We didn't get a video, nothing.
You know,
this is what makes this ginger snap, and we didn't get anything production wise. What are you doing?
Oh man, this stuff got me fired up.
Oh, Lord.
Speaking of wives, my lovely wife, Nicole here, she isn't like Mahomes' wife who goes directly for the fans. She made a mistake. All right, Nicole's playing dirty here. But she's not wrong. No?
No, BJ.
He's like, somebody else will go pick him up.
Different station.
All right. But
BJ, I know how you love pizza. Did you know that your brother-in-law got the death by pepperoni at the office?
Got the what?
Death by pep is what it's called.
Yeah.
Triple pepperoni, double cheese.
It was incredible. Plus, we had the honey bee, which was honey with bacon, ham, and pepperoni, right?
Which you had too.
It was delicious.
Oh, wow.
I'm proud of you. I am so proud of you. We had a buffalo chicken, and then we had the Jimmy Hoffa, which was pepperoni, salami, tomatoes, spinach, and their Italian sub dressing.
And a lot, and I mean a lot of Labatt Blue.
Well, yeah, that's what we're sponsored by, and they love us.
Absolutely. All right, so we kind of switched it up. We wanted to get the recap out of the way. Appreciate the victories. We would have killed for an ugly win at least once just a few years ago when we went 0-16.
And let's be honest, Pittsburgh didn't beat Detroit.
That's true. That's true.
You know, the only thing that happened worse than that this year that I can think, the only other game that happened that I think would be worse than that would be, there's a guy in our fantasy league who got beat by somebody this week that didn't set their lineup.
Yeah, that happened.
I did that last week too. I beat that same guy.
That would have been you, wouldn't it, Patty?
No,
you got beat by Chili Willie?
No, I beat him last week.
Oh, I thought it was you. I thought it was you that got beat.
It was Brett, who might be watching. Brett. It was Brett.
It wasn't me, because I beat him last week, because I'm the one that actually brought up the is he not going to fill out alignment? No, I lost to the Untouchables.
Oh.
All right. So Ron here says, I am not married and I'm not jealous. She needs to mind her own business. What happened to your statement about not saying anything at all? Now you defend her comment. Does not matter if she took it back. Never should have said it. Um, I think it was an honest mistake. I don't think she just went off and got emotional and said something she later regretted. This is the equivalent of a retweet. It was a repost on Instagram. She made an oversight. She posts tens, if not hundreds, of fans' things after the games. And she admitted it and retracted it. I don't think that it's necessarily a matter of minding her own business. She didn't say it. She shared a post just like she shares thousands of posts every game day. I think she's just trying to be supportive of her husband. But it'd be one thing if she was causing locker room problems, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all.
Yeah, and she immediately, unlike the OBJ situation, like there was an instant, like immediate, like retraction, like you said, and it was like, hold on, I didn't mean that's not how that was supposed to go.
Right, exactly. Now, if she wanted to stick to her guns and say no, these other players are weak. They're not as tough as my husband. It's not Baker's fault. It's everybody else's fault. That's a different story, I think. But I think the intent is also something to consider. There was no ill intent. I'm defending Baker for not speaking because he could have said something that was detrimental to the team, the culture, the locker room. I don't think that was the same thing that was going on here with his wife. So I do appreciate your opinion, Ron, and we appreciate you joining the show and commenting. If you guys want to comment and discuss with us, you can comment just like Ron here. We can display it, address it. We can go back and forth. That's the whole point of the show. Not everybody has the same opinions, and this is a platform for everybody to get their voice out if they'd like. So, Ron, we appreciate you joining in. Fatty, anything else you want to say before we move on from this game? We can bury this victory behind us.
The only thing I gotta say is thank Lord Jesus for Nick Chubb. He is watching him come out and run the way he runs. I have never seen a running back run the way he runs in the NFL. Everybody can say Derrick Henry. Everybody can say all these top running backs. I can almost guarantee that if Nick Chubb got some of the touches that these other running backs get, he would be the leading rusher and leading running back in the NFL. And it's not because of how he runs. It's the way he runs, because he runs angry. When I saw him on one of the drives drop a shoulder, drop a helmet, and lay out a linebacker and then gain 7 more yards after that, I knew Nick Chubb was back. I knew he was good to go. We're ready to play. Let's go. And now we're getting ready to get one of our other running backs back, and I can't wait for it. I can't wait.
All right, so we're tied in to our next 2 segments with this conversation. So to bury this completely in the past, we are going to move on to our Dogs of the Week. Here we go. All right, so every week we have our City Dogs of Cleveland Dogs of the Week, and here's how the segment works. We feature an adoptable dog from the City Dogs of Cleveland every week, and then we give our offensive and defensive Dogs of the Week on the show. All right, so here we go, Justin. Remind us to answer that question later because that caught my eye in the comments. We are going to move on to the Dog of the Week real quick, and it is Lolo. And Lolo is estimated to be around 6 years old and 44 pounds. And Lolo is an adoptable dog. You can get a hold of City Dogs of Cleveland. If you need help doing that, contact us personally. We'll get you in touch with them. They recently discovered that Lolo will need surgery to correct her bilateral luxating patellas. So she has problems with her kneecaps, essentially. And they're going to cover the cost, but Lolo will need a calm and loving environment in which to recover. She could really use that special home. And volunteers have described Lolo as sweet but spunky and small but mighty. Overall, she seems like a fairly well-mannered lady, but she still has moments of silly energy and playfulness. Once hardest, she walks decently on a leash. She is quite treat motivated, which makes her eager to learn and work on training. Based on her kennel routine, she seems like she could be housebroken, and she already knows how to sit. And here is the contact information for the City Dogs of Cleveland on Twitter at City Dogs CLE and on Facebook at City Dogs Cleveland. And you can reach them by phone at 216-664-3476. Don't forget, there's also a special event going on, and it is the Holiday Cheer fundraiser for the City Dogs of Cleveland. It's an eat, drink, raffle, and be merry celebration benefiting the City Dogs of Cleveland. And you can contact them for more information. It is Saturday, December 4th, and there are tickets available that you can purchase to attend the event. So there we go. All right. So let's go on to.
Right back. Got to roll.
All right. See you, BJ.
See you, BJ.
I'll be back.
All right. Duty calls for Barry. Maybe we'll get a video from the Boo Boo Bus later.
Oh, that'd be nice. It's been a
know.
while since I've seen the Boo Boo Bus.
Yeah. All right. So your offensive dog of the week, Fatty, who you got?
Well, obviously, we got to go with Nick Chubb, right? But I want to kind of piggyback that. The offensive line, even though we had a couple stupid penalties, that offensive line played great. And Nick Chubb, God, he's just Nick Chubb. Like, no matter what, you think it's going to be a 5-yard run, it turns into 12. You think it's going to be a 3-yard run, he falls forward for 7. You know something? Thank you. Thank you, John Dorsey, for drafting Nick Chubb to this team. And thank you, Nick Chubb, for loving Cleveland and being you. So, going to you, bud. Who's your offensive dog of the week?
It's low-hanging fruit, but, I also got to go with Nick Chubb. I mean, I don't think there's another choice, really. He was 22 for 130. He averaged 5.9 yards per carry. No touchdowns. Jarvis Landry had a touchdown on the,
Red leg.
It was a rushing touchdown.
Yes, but Red leg chimed in and tight end.
This is my honorable mention was Hoop. Hoop showed up big time. And, we went to him 7 times. The only receiver more targeted than Hooper in this game was Landry with 8. Hooper had 7. They both got the same number of balls. Hooper was 4 of 7 for 53 yards. Landry did have the rushing touchdown, which, just so you guys know, here's an interesting stat. Jarvis Landry has 4 total on the ground now. And he's tied with Ray Renfro for the most among wide receivers in team history on the ground for rushing touchdowns. So Hooper was catching passes, and let's see here. The tight ends had an outstanding game. I agree with you, Red Leg. Absolutely. There wasn't a whole lot of bright spots on offense. Our biggest, thanks, Red Leg. Sorry, guys, I'm multitasking. I'm reading the comments and talking. I keep getting lost. My ADD is shining through tonight. But Chubb had the reception TD. You're absolutely correct, Norman. Those don't come often for Chubb either. But no, I think that our receiving room has the most room for improvements on the team. No need to apologize, Red Leg. I'm supposed to be able to multitask here. All right, let's go to the defensive dog in the week.
Unless we're live.
What's that?
Unless we're live.
What'd I miss?
Multitask.
Oh, yeah.
You're multitasking.
When I'm on the spot,
live in person.
Well. Right.
You're going like this. You're like, oh, hey, look at that pretty balloon over there.
Who's your defensive dog of the week?
My defensive dog of the week and Denzel Ward. Showed up, got an interception. We had 2 interceptions. We had no sacks, but Denzel Ward for picking off that ball, being the warden. We questioned where he was at, and he actually showed up, and he did what his job. Same with the other quarterbacks. That's about it. Like, we'll get into Fatty's on fire later, but there's still some things on the defense that I need to see, because you can't give up a 60-yard touchdown run.
All right. I am going with Malcolm Smith. He had the interception. The Maliks put at me while I was listening. Denzel Ward. I don't really know for defense. It's a tough one. Miles Garrett for being held all game. That's true. And this was an interesting. There was a video going on around Lions Twitter today and the day before yesterday about Penei Sewell and how he handled Miles Garrett when he was clearly holding Garrett and they were praising him. But I got to go with Malcolm Smith. He had the interception. How many tries did it take him to snatch that ball? Like 4? Was that the one where he was playing hot potato?
Yeah, he was playing hot potato and it just magically got in the right spot.
Right. Absolutely. So defense was a tough one. It wasn't a terrible game besides getting sliced and diced a little bit by DeAndre Swift, but it was lackluster from the perspective of getting to the quarterback and forcing turnovers. And it just seemed like, me and BJ joke when we watch the games where it's like, it's 3rd and 1st down, meaning it doesn't matter what the to-go is. If it's 3rd down, we know that they're getting a 1st down, so.
Hey, you want to hear a crazy stat? And I think I heard it right. The Browns on offense are 21st in 3rd down production. And I believe the defense is 26th is stopping a 3rd down.
So
those are the things, we joke around about it all the time, but those are the things you have to clean up if you want to be a playoff team. You cannot let them get a 3rd 9. Every now and then they get one, that's fine. But it seems like every time they get like a 3rd and long that they shouldn't get, and it's just magically right there for them. And the 1st down.
I was looking at splits earlier today for our wins versus our losses to kind of see some of the statistical anomalies between the two. And one of the things that I noticed is we had almost twice as many 3rd down attempts when we're winning as opposed to when we're losing. And that's because we're converting 3rd downs. We get to live to see the next 3rd down attempt. And it goes hand in hand. And there's some big things. The other thing I noticed too was with the exception of one game, we had one time of possession every time we've won, with the exception of in one game. And every game we lost the time of possession battle. That's a testament to the run game, I think, or sticking to the run game. It was weird in the stadium. Red Leg, I'm glad you brought this up because I know you were at the game. It was very quiet on 3rd downs when it should have been loud. Only a few times on 3rd did the crowd really hop in. It's a shame they couldn't have made some noise on 3rd down instead of when Baker was on the field. Sorry. What?
Not even going to say anything on that one.
All right.
You know what you're doing. Stop it.
All right. Moving on. Moving on. Twitter poll of the week. Here we go. All right. Twitter poll of the week. Here we go. Which returning Browns player will have the most impact? Jack Conklin, Kareem Hunt, and C is doesn't matter. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments, especially those of you who are not on Twitter. And all of you should be, by the way. We have an excellent community going on there, and we would love for you to join us sometime. Facebook does not allow us to post polls, and
you can still post a question.
We can post the question, but actually telling them, that's a little bit more difficult. All right, so Norman says Hunt. Both of these players obviously have massive impacts on our offense, right? Jack Conklin it is noticeable when he's out there. And, when that line's all out there, our starting offensive line, and Conklin's out there, things go much smoother. I feel like every game we've won, Kareem Hunt has been a major factor in, though. He is a game changer, both in the run game and a pass game.
So I take it you picked Hunt?
I did. For those of you that want Stefanski fired, that doesn't matter. Answer was there as well. Justin Master says, Hunt, that Chubb Hunt combo is a big part of what carries us. You know, a lot of folks were upset that Chubb didn't get more than 22 carries this past game. And what's that?
He didn't need to. He was coming off the COVID list. He was just coming back. You had the Ernest Johnson there who actually ran great himself. So don't think the Ernest didn't actually get some yards. So you know something? You cannot right now. The stretch that we need Nick Chubb for is coming this week. So just chill your horses.
Yeah, I'm with you. Dark horse for Conklin on this one. Red leg. I'm with you. All these guys are there's no right or wrong answer here. I think that both these guys are going to have an incredible impact. All right, let's go and check out the responses here. Here we go.
I bet it's like Hunt by a landslide.
Kareem Hunt, 54.9% of votes. Conklin, 27.4%. 17.7% of participants in this pool. They don't think it matters. They can come back. If they don't, who cares? It doesn't matter. The season's over until we move on from Stefanski and Baker.
That's the way it was supposed to be, though. There's a couple of people that chimed in and said it doesn't matter because if you get both of them back, it's actually going to be a benefit to the offense.
So one last thing before we put this game totally to bed. I completely forgot about this. I did not talk to you about this pre-game or pre-show or anything like that. But I want to know what you think about this.
All right.
I was watching a clip from an NFL advertisement or promo video, and they were focused on Stefanski talking on the sideline. It was kind of like a mic'd up, but it was Kevin Stefanski for like 30 seconds. Let me know in the comments if you guys saw this. I don't know if I can play it on the screen and not violate any trademark issues, but one thing that he said on the sideline, or that somebody else said that caught my attention, was somebody asked him what he wants to run. And he said, I want to hand the ball to Chubb. And somebody called the play that was not Stefanski. Is Stefanski even calling the plays?
So technically, yeah, he's still technically calling the play. If he says, I want to, he's still overseeing all that. Okay. So if he's actually going, I want to give the ball to Chubb, it doesn't matter what run play you give the ball to Chubb to.
It does. It absolutely matters because he could say, give the ball to Chubb. It could be a draw. It could be outside to the left, outside to the right, inside up the middle, inside to the left, inside to the right. There's 100 different ways it could go. It could be an RPO. What if he says, I want, if he's just saying run Chubb, somebody else has to decipher that and call the right play.
No, hold on.
Red Leg, are you with me? If you saw this, are you with me on this? Did you catch the same thing I did?
What part of the game was it when it was called?
I don't know. They were just focused on him on the sideline.
There it is. It could have been at the end of the first half. And he could have been like, well, just give the ball to Chubb. Let's close out to half.
And
you don't know that.
That's fair. It was just something I wanted to call into question. He sounded like he was talking to someone else. That's what was like, kind of like, it piqued my curiosity, Red Leg, because I was watching. I was like, is this man not calling the plays? Like, are we even accusing the right guy of not calling the right plays?
True.
Who knows?
All
right. I'm glad I'm not the only one. But all right, let's move on. The Cleveland Browns in prime time on Sunday, 8:20 p.m. are going to visit the Baltimore Ravens. Sunday Night Football. The Ravens are favorites to open, I believe. Lamar was not in action this past week. Tyler Huntley led them to a win. But all right, what are we? This is as important of a game as we have moving forward, and really, it's the next 3 weeks because we have away at the Ravens, we have the bye week, and then we have home versus the Ravens. But this is like the primetime rematch following the fireworks that we saw at the end of the year last year. And I'm excited to see this game. I'm excited to see if they rise to the occasion. I don't want to win ugly here. I want to win decidedly. That doesn't mean I'm siding with an ugly win isn't a win crowd, but it would just be so fun to blow the doors off here. I just want to see it all come together. Fatty, what do you think?
I think these next 3 weeks actually make or break this season. I honestly do, because no matter what happens, you have to beat Baltimore one of these 3 weeks, no matter what happens. And it'd be nice if you did it. Then they went to Pittsburgh and lost, and then you got to beat them again on your own home turf. But like you, I'm kind of excited. I would love to see a decisive blowout. But, Bud, a win's a win, and you just got to keep moving on. And that win, no matter what it does, gets you into the bye week. For once, we're in a 13th week. We're finally getting a bye. You're getting a bye week now to get guys healthy, to get guys in shape, and to get guys ready to go again for guess who? Baltimore again.
All right. So here's the current state of the AFC North. Every team in the AFC North, all four of them, they're over 500. All right. They're all up and down. Every team is having a roller coaster season. The Baltimore Ravens just narrowly escaped defeat. They're 7-3. The Bengals are 6-4. In third place, the Steelers are 5-4-1. They did not beat the Lions. And the Browns are 6-5. Everybody's over 500. This division is up for grabs, and whoever reaches out and takes it, we only have so many weeks left. We're closing in on the light at the end of the tunnel. We have to do it now. I'm Fatty. I'm with you. We have to do it now. Lamar is likely going to be back. He said he feels fine following him sitting out. He was out with an illness. I think we can all agree Pittsburgh is still in shambles from last year. They're lucking out. They have a way of getting lucky.
But Red Leg, you got to be honest. If you look at Baltimore's schedule, you got the Browns, Steelers, and then the Browns back to all three right in a row. You got to be looking at the NFL going, you guys are assholes. So and as the Browns, you're going, oh, we get Baltimore, then we get a bye, then we get Baltimore again. You get game tape on them twice. So it's kind of a little bit of more of a beneficiary for the Browns than it is the Ravens.
Let's think about this too. This division race is so tight. I think that we are going to see at least two teams from this division in the playoffs. But let's talk about tiebreakers. The Ravens clearly have the lead in the division. They are 0-1 within the AFC North. The Bengals are 2-1. The Steelers are 1-1. The Browns are 1-1. These tiebreakers are up for grabs too. And I'm okay. Listen, the Chiefs may end up with a wild card. The Bills may end up with a wild card. I'm okay with a wild card. Let's just get there and then worry about it. All right. What I want to see from the Browns is I want to see aggressiveness on defense. We saw, what was it? The Miami Dolphins blitzed on 25 plays. Was that what it was? It was the most blitzes in NFL history against the pass, I believe. And they just Lamar had no clue how to overcome that.
By the way, what you don't know is I put the link in the comments. So if you guys want to talk about this game coming up, this is where we need the fans, what they think we need. So
absolutely.
Let's get
Absolutely. Appreciate that, Fatty. I
Not a problem.
Forgot.
There's Norman.
All right. There's Norman. How's it going, Norman?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
Happy Victory Tuesday.
How is Arizona?
It's
Tuesday. Nice and lovely out there, right?
Yes, the weather out here, it matter of fact, the last day or so, it just got a little overcast, a little breezy.
What's the temperature?
Yeah, but it's still nice and warm during the day. And we get those beautiful full moons out here too.
Hold on, what was the temperature today in Arizona? Norman?
The temp. Let's see. I was asleep half the day, but I believe the temperature was 70, 75,
Kiss
76
my
degrees.
ass. Kiss my ass, Norman. This is bullshit. It was 34 in Cleveland, and I had to work out in that. Look at my cheeks. My cheeks are frostburnt right now. All right? Stuff of that 74 shit.
Got the old chilblains going on.
Red Legs here. I'm sorry, Norman. I had to do it. I'm just jealous.
That's okay. Every time I talk to some family at home and tell them about the weather, they tell me to shut up.
All right. Well, Craig's muted because he's a moron and doesn't have mute his mic. So let me.
Red Leg is rocking the awesome Dawgs Table.
Yes. My gosh.
It
Lovely.
looks great. It looks great. It looks good on you. We need to get some of our own merch, Jared. We were selling some merch in order to raise money to improve the quality of our live shows, Wi-Fi notwithstanding. And we appreciate everybody that purchased merchandise, and especially you, Red Leg. We appreciate your purchase and supporting that cause. We like to spread the love, so we'll continue to work with, charities and bars and things like that. And it's a win-win for everybody. We love the merch. All
right, so we got to get back to Norman. Norman, what about the Ravens? We're here. This is a crucial 3-week stretch that the Browns have. I mean, how do you feel about this week doing a primetime game? I think it's at Baltimore, right? In Baltimore?
It's going to be Sunday night at Baltimore. I actually feel better about it. I was going to still feel good, but I feel better about it because Hunt is most likely going to play. So that pairs up our two best running back combo in the NFL. Then finding out from you guys that Conklin is probably going to play. That means all the starters on the O-line are going to be there. And I'm pretty sure he's itching to at least try to catch up with Teller and Petonio on making some pancakes or whatever. So I'm pretty sure he's itching to go. I know Hunt is. I saw the interview with him with Mary Kay, and she was trying to squeeze him for some answers on certain things, but he basically just said, I can't wait to get out there with my guy. I can't wait to get out there and give it all for my team. I'm fired up. So if we had that rushing attack, and I'm hoping that maybe Lamar don't play, because I really would like to get one up on these guys, have them go to Pittsburgh and maybe like tie or lose by 1 or something, and then have all the pressure on them when they come into our house.
I like it.
More time.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right. I have a question real quick for Red Leg, if that's okay.
Of course.
All right. So, Red Leg, we missed at home on our TVs a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And I know the cause of it, but we didn't see what actually happened. So the Detroit Lions player apparently told Jadeveon Clowney something about his mother.
Oh,
did they go fisticuffs?
From what I saw, there was nothing. It's just like same thing as TV. You guys got the call that came back because I rewatched the game. But for us, we're just sitting there, and then they start moving the ball. We're like, wait a minute, what happened? What's the penalty? Everyone's booing because it was in the Browns, obviously. And then they called it on the Lions. So yeah, no, there's nothing blatantly obvious there at the game as to what happened.
All right, so I'm gonna get to Justin and then Barry here after a minute. But Red Leg, tell us what you think about this upcoming game versus the Ravens. What do we got to do? Maybe you can answer the big question, the $1 million question. Do we start Baker?
I think we do. I think we still start him. I mean, he is the heart and soul of the team. We got to have a good performance from him, which, that's the key. If we get Hunt and Chubb back, that's great. If not, use Chubb and Johnson, just like Hunt, and we'll be good to go. If we can pull that together, we get Conklin back. We have the best O-line in the league. Like, how can we not run through that? Just bust them up. So I think we play him.
All right. So I am going to go to Justin, and I don't know what's going on here. What?
Happy Thanksgiving Eve.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving. I love it. Does that thing make noise?
No, but the wings flap.
All right. I love it. I love it.
I've worn this all day. So, I mean, at the office today, I had it on, had a turkey tie on. So
that's awesome. I appreciate you joining the show. Justin, what do you think about this upcoming game? Do we start Baker? Is that even a fair question?
I'm thinking we start Baker. I mean, like he was saying, Red Leg was saying, he is the heart and soul of the team. As far as defenses, we got to, I would say, blitz a lot to keep Lamar in check, make sure he doesn't rush for 1,000,000 yards.
All right. And, one of the things that we're hearing is if you listen to everybody on social media, dangerous, I know, but the one common opinion that people have is we need to protect Baker from himself because he appears to control his own destiny. Is he in danger of hurting himself? Is it on him to say whether or not he should play? Is it on Stefanski? Are we reading too much into this?
I agree. We do have to protect Baker from himself. I mean, he's the hard worker. I mean, he's going to go out there if he's got a broken leg, probably. I mean, so we have to be careful of that. Stefanski, the other coaches, even the players.
All right, let me go to you, Barry. Back from a call. You were probably out saving some firefighters' butts, maybe some cops.
No, I just had a couple phone calls to make.
Okay, gotcha. All right, what are you looking for? Are you looking for Baker to start? Do we need to save himself from himself? Do we trust Stefanski and trust Baker that he's ready to go if he plays? What do you think we should do here? That's the big question, it seems, is what to do with Baker.
You have to start him.
All right.
I mean, he's single-handedly been one of the reasons this franchise got turned around. I think he's a ride or die at this point in time. You got to give him that. He's earned it.
Fatty,
Yo,
you're back.
I am back.
Do you have any insight on this? What do you think?
What about Baker playing?
Yeah. Do we let him play if he says he's good to go? Do we sit him? I mean, everybody. I feel like we have the only 6 people in the universe right here that think we should just let Baker play.
Well, if you were going to bench Baker, and I wouldn't even say bench, get him healthy, it would have been during the Lions game. Because it would have been Lions, and then the Ravens, and then the bye week. That gives them 3 weeks right here to kind of chill out and relax. But with the way that you're not going to – Baker could lose an arm and still be playing. That's where he is at right now because, you know something, as I said before, I think this is a leadership thing of going, guys, you know how banged up I am. And I'm still going out there and gutting it every week for you guys and try to get the team to kind of come to his level. Try to get them to go, well, Baker's hurt. He's our quarterback. We got to step it up a little bit. And it has worked for certain people, but it has not worked for what seems to be the wide receiving core. But you know what I mean? Like it's a leadership thing right now. It's nobody's going to take my spot. This is my spot. I am the leader of this team, and I'm going to put my foot down. And he did, and it's a bad heel, as we joked around before at our show live. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I mean, that's where he's at. I mean, he's really injured. So,
Norman, you're the last one. What's your opinion on this?
Okay. Thanks for this question because I've heard this battered about through a lot of the Browns groups on Facebook, and I basically responded the same way to all of them. It's not really Baker's decision. It's Coach Stefanski's decision, based off of what the medical staff is telling him. So if they say, well, he can't get any more or less worse right now, just his tolerance for pain, and coach looks at Baker and say, do you think you can go? And he says, yes. Then the coach says, okay, I'm going to put you out there. Now, if the season were a loss or wash, which I've told people for the last 3 weeks, the season is not over. Pessimism. The season is not over. We still got a chance, and I still believe that less than 100% Baker, no disrespect to Keenum, is better than 100% Keenum. That's just how I feel. So, but if Coach says I'm sitting him, then I don't have no problem with that, because he has to look at the whole picture. But right now, every win matters, especially coming up in this little stretch right here. And it would be a emotional high if we can beat the Ravens going into a bye, which is something we haven't done in a few years, and then watch them get hurt playing Pittsburgh and vice versa. And then whether they win or lose, pick up the scraps in our place.
Is Jackson going to play?
What?
Is Jackson going to play?
All signs point to him playing. He was out with a quote unquote illness, and he's already saying he's feeling better. So I don't know if he had like one of those 24-hour bugs. Yeah, he had to go to the bathroom.
So first, before we get any further than this, Norman, that's a beautiful house you got. If a certain fat guy and a ginger should happen to show up in Arizona, can we crash with you and do a show with you?
Well, absolutely. I would love to have you. That would be awesome. Just give me a little heads up, because I have to get the permission from the boss. So.
I can only see the back of the one room, but it's got those Cliff Kingsbury vibes from the COVID draft. I think he's balling over there. I think he's balling. All right. Fatty.
Talk to the boss. We're coming out.
All right, Fatty, you're not a betting man, but if you had, do you know what the line is?
I think it's like what? Oh no, I'm thinking of the Ohio State game. Justin, thank you for wearing that jersey.
Oh, the turkey's gone. Did you see his turkey?
I think won. Yeah, I saw the turkey. He sent me pictures of the turkey. I know the turkey. What is it? Ravens by 1.
Baltimore is 4.5-point favorites.
Really?
On FanDuel Sportsbook right now. So they are at home. There's no over under on FanDuel right now.
Because they don't know who the quarterback's going to be.
Yep. So
that's why. All right.
But it's a road game. Let's get into our predictions for this game. How do we win, and what's the score? Let's start with you, Barry.
We got to run Chubb. You run the legs off of them. You don't reinvent the wheels like Baker says. You run Chubb, you run Kareem, you run Chubb, you run Kareem, you play action, and Baker's beat up. You take the ball out of his hands, and you let him make a play when he has to. That's how you win the ball game. Defensively, JOK just needs to shadow Lamar, keep him contained. Myles Garrett and Clowney, make sure they're keeping their defensive end responsibilities and keeping them contained. It's going to be one of the things where they can't go all out towards Jackson. As soon as they beat somebody to the inside, he's going to be out the outside and he's gone. So it's not. I don't really think it's a complicated game plan, honestly. I think it's just Browns have to do what they do best, and we're gonna need JOK to be able to basically shadow Lamar.
All right, and do you have a score prediction?
I think the Browns are going to surprise us. I'm going to say Browns 24-17.
All right. Justin, let's go to you. What's the key to victory? I think we already went over some of these scenarios, but what's your key to victory, and what's the score going to be?
I mean, I agree. Keep a spy on Lamar. Just make sure he doesn't run loose with all his rushing yards, and then ground game. Don't try and force the ball in there with Baker. Just ground to pound. I think it'll be a low scoring game, maybe like 7-10. I want to say Cleveland, but my gut tells me Baltimore.
All right, fair enough. And that's okay. I've picked against the Browns and rooted against myself many times on this show. What's the score, Justin?
10-7.
10-7, low scoring game.
Wow.
That's the under no matter what Vegas says, I have a feeling.
I have a feeling that too.
Let's go red leg. What do you think?
I think offense, we got to pound the rock. If it's Hunt or if it's Johnson, got to pound that, augment that with the tight ends. To have another big game, get the ball spread out there short, and do tear apart that way. Defense, again, you guys are pointing to. You got to contain Lamar. If we get him frustrated, get him in his head where he's not completing stuff, we got the game. It's watching him self-destruct was amazing, and I hope we do it again. So, score-wise, I'll take 24-21 Browns. I think it's going to be a close game.
All right, let's go to Norman, and then Fatty and I will give our predictions and go to Fatty's on fire. We appreciate everybody that's come on the show tonight. Norman, what's your score prediction, and what's the key to victory?
All right. For me, I believe I'm going to go with Browns 20, Ravens 13. My keys are going to be definitely using Hunt and Chubb, running the rock, also screen passing and using the tight ends. That has to be something I think we really need to get into. Now, I was so happy to see Hooper catching passes like we've been expecting him to. But as I keep hyping, Njoku is an underused asset. Use him, especially in the red zone. Let him post and beat up these guys. Defensively, I want to see more press coverage. I do want to see the D-line sort of like go into a pincer mode unless Miles just totally beats the tackle. Okay, because that, and I like the idea, of course, of using JLK to keep his eyes on Lamar. As long as we keep him in the pocket and make him think he has to throw the ball and keep him off balance, yeah, all it takes is a few missed passes here and there or some drops somewhere, and they'll be off balance.
All right. So we appreciate you, everybody coming on the show. We appreciate all of you. And we're going to go ahead and move on to Fatty's on Fire as soon as Jared and I give our takes. So everybody, go Browns. Appreciate you coming on. Join us next week, every Tuesday at 8. So have a good one, guys. Thanks, Norman. Thanks, Red Leg and Justin. All right. Here we go.
By the
Fatty.
way, you go first because Fatty's on Fire will give the predict of this game. So go ahead, bud.
All right. So I'm with Justin. I don't have a good feeling about this game. It has nothing to do with Sunday as far as, a lot of people are going to point to the loss against the Lions, or the victory against the Lions. Like, it felt like a loss. Like, oh, we struggled against Tim Boyle. Oh, we struggled against the winless Lions. I think we'll rise to the occasion for an extent, but I don't think we squeak this one out. I'm going to go with the Ravens 34, the Browns 12. I think we're going to struggle. I think that the storyline going in to week 14 is going to be Baker with his back up against the wall. The playoffs are still in play. And that's where we get the underdog mentality that pushes us into the wild card race in a tough stretch to end the season versus the Ravens, the Steelers, the Packers, and the Raiders. So
Good.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right. We are here for Fatty's on Fire. Let's go.
First off, Craig, I love where you're thinking. I love where your head's at, but you're a week too late, bud. I love you, but the back's against the wall this week. If Baker Mayfield's going to do anything, it has got to be this game. And I want to see a pissed off Baker Mayfield. I want to see a accurate Baker Mayfield that we haven't seen this year since he got injured. And I don't know if we're going to see it, but the key to the game is everybody can say Chubb Everybody can say Hunt coming back. Everybody can say Conklin. If we get an accurate Baker Mayfield back, this game is going to be easy to win. Also, defensive wise, everybody can say spy Lamar Jackson. I'm not even going to go that way. I'm going to go, you play man press against these wide receivers that are a joke. And also, double Mark Andrews. You'll win this game. Because guess what? Tight ends kill us. And they have a really good tight end. So this is JOK. This is Grant Delpit. This is Walker. This is Taki. This is Wilson. This is John Johnson. This is any safety and linebacker, because guess what? The corners are doing their job. You're not doing yours. Go get it done. And I'm going to predict. I hate to do it. No, I don't. Browns 28. I'm going to go Ravens 17. And you're muted again.
28-17. There we go. That damn mute button's going to be the death of me.
What, you didn't think that my Fatties on Fire was good with Baker coming out just gunslinging?
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. But
Norman's laughing over there. I still see Norman in the background laughing his ass off at me.
Justin says the receivers suck because Lamar runs it so much. I've been a critic of their wide receiver core for a couple years. Pretty much since Lamar came in. I don't, Rashad Bateman intrigues me. Hollywood Brown is
I get you. The one person that scares the shit out of me is Mark Andrews. I don't give a shit about the wide receivers. We can keep up with the wide receivers. It is Mark Andrews that has killed us for years. And not like years. The tight end has killed us. And we need somebody to cover him. But guess what? We thought JOK was brought in to kind of spy Lamar. I think JOK was brought in to cover Mark Andrews.
And, we could very well see that. And it's excellent to have him back. And can I just say that, number one, our defensive line, we're getting what we wanted out of Clowney on the run game for the most part. Clowney has been healthy for the most part. He's been effective for the most part. Guys are going to run. You're not going to go a whole season and not let somebody break off a run. Even the best defense, somebody's going to break off a run against you. DeAndre Swift, we let it get the better of us. Absolutely. Myles Garrett, defensive player of the year type season, right? And if he wasn't held, who knows what records he would be breaking if he wasn't held on almost every single play. And for what it's worth, our interior defensive line, they've been holding their own for the most part. Our defense isn't terrible. The weakness is still the linebacking core. Our defensive backs, the secondary, given the right play call, Newsome might be the best cornerback on this team in 2 or 3 years.
I get what you're saying, but the safeties, we paid a lot of money to John Johnson. Yes. And I've only heard his name called a couple times.
He's having growing pains. He's having growing pains. And, there is, a lot of commentary out there on how the LA film was deceiving.
There you go. Let's do this real quick before we get off here.
Okay. Build the team around Chubb or Baker. You got to build it around Baker. All right. Couple of reasons. Number one, worst case scenario, he is a game manager. Agree or disagree? He can, at a minimum, be a game manager.
Yes.
All right. When you look at successful teams in the NFL, you are more likely to win a Super Bowl with a game manager than a dual threat. Okay? And you are more likely to win with a dual threat than somebody who can just air it out. All right. The shelf life of a quarterback is much, much longer with a quarterback than a running back. Chubb, as good as he is, maybe one of the best pure runners to ever grace the football field. Yes, I said that. At 30, he could see a decline like most other running backs. Not everybody's Adrian Peterson. Whereas you have somebody like Tom Brady.
That was my 4, was Adrian Peterson.
Okay. He's not Adrian Peterson. Longevity wise.
We don't know.
We don't know.
But that is that's my biggest take is you could get, I mean, the way Tom Brady's going, you almost get 20 years out of a quarterback, and you get about a good 8 out of a running back, maybe 9, maybe 10.
So Justin's saying yes, but considering how fast we run quarterbacks out of town, the key is to not run them out of town. Now, mind you, I don't think we've had a quarterback at the level Baker Mayfield is since we've had Tim Couch. All right. Tim Couch had as bright of a future as Baker Mayfield. I think he was as talented. I was not a fan of Quinn. I was not a fan of Manziel. Some of you guys may think that we just destroyed some of these quarterbacks, but no. Go ahead, Jared.
Time out. Hoyer.
The
only reason why is because they pushed Manziel so damn hard to get into that. And Hoyer led this team to a winning record. And then he had to look over his shoulder the entire time because they were going, Johnny football, Johnny football, Johnny football. And look what happened.
And I bet you if you asked Joe Thomas if he could have one season or one coaching decision back in his career, that awesome career he had, I bet you he would say, don't sit Brian Hoyer at 7-4.
All right. So hold on. Now I got to ask this. So Brady is an outlier, like once in a lifetime. Are you talking about Tom Brady?
Yeah, I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Justin. Are you talking about Tom Brady?
Has to be. If he's talking about Brady Quinn, I don't know if we could let him come on again.
Because if he is, no. Because you can say that all you want to. You still have Aaron Rodgers in this league. You had Drew Brees. You had, yes, he's talking. So you have Ben Roethlisberger that's been with the Steelers for how long? Aaron Rodgers for how long? You had Drew Brees for how long? You've had Phillip Rivers for how long? You've had Matt Stafford, who is now at another place for how long? Okay. I know you're not talking about Quinn. I get it, but you cannot. These are generational quarterbacks. And that's what we're kind of looking for. We're not looking for a flash in the pan or anything else. But what Baker's doing for us is getting us to the point where either A, he's the guy, if not, we'll find a generational quarterback. Okay? Because how many years did Ben play? 20 years? Rodgers is what his 16th year. Drew Brees played for 20 years. We're getting at the end of their era and starting a new era, and the young crop is doing great. I'm not saying they're not, but you still have a meddling. Look at Tannehill. Tannehill was a first-round pick and just a joke at Miami. He goes to Tennessee. Look at them right now.
You know, here's the thing too. Like, let's just look back at when the franchise came back since '99. The league wants to go to dual threat, right? They want the Lamars, they want the Fields, they want the Tuas, they want the Dax, they want whatever, the dual threat. Going back to '99, and I know things have evolved, but more game managers have won a Super Bowl than dual threat quarterbacks. I don't even know if you could consider any quarterback that's been a dual threat to be a Super Bowl winner since '99. The closest thing you have is maybe Russell Wilson. But you have Colin Kaepernick didn't win a Super Bowl.
No, but he could have.
A lot of these guys could have,
yes.
but they didn't. I think you're more likely to win a Super Bowl with a game manager than say a dual threat, which is what everybody is after these days. Baltimore has done it twice. Joe Flacco was a game manager. Trent Dilfer was a game manager.
Okay, what do you call Pat Mahomes then?
Pat Mahomes isn't a dual threat. I mean, nobody's scared of him.
He can't run?
No, he can run east and west, but once he crosses the line of scrimmage, nobody's scared of him. Rodgers is more of a dual threat than Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, shut your face. Shut your face.
Mahomes is not a rushing quarterback.
Oh, my God. I'm done with this show. Shut your face right now. Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old. And he can barely trip over his own feet. You think Patrick Mahomes can't? Oh, my. All right. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. Dawgs Table is done now.
I'm with Justin. Some of these guys are pocket QBs that can occasionally run. You know, a Lamar has not won a championship. A Kyler Murray has not won a championship. No. Okay. Mahomes is not a dual threat quarterback. He's not.
How is he done? He runs.
Every quarterback runs. You saw Brady do it on Monday Night Football and got the media just jacked on his run for a first down.
Because he looks like 48-year-old Peyton Manning when he runs.
But, I think that we have a stigma of where we classify or stereotype rushing quarterbacks. We forget that Daniel Jones is probably the best running quarterback outside of Lamar we have right now, but he can't throw the ball.
Josh Allen's pretty good.
Josh Allen is great. Josh Allen is great. He's a dual. I don't know if he's quite a dual threat, but I mean, he's up there. Jalen Hurts is a dual threat.
I keep looking down here and I still see Norman laughing at us right now, arguing about this. This is the best thing ever. Why are we arguing about this? In the show, go Browns.
All right. So some things. All right. This is going to be unfinished business.
You think?
I feel like we're leaving it just unfinished business.
Norman, I love you. You're on the same page as me right now. I know you are. Give me an okay. Yeah, there it is. He's on the same page as me.
I don't know. I'm not on the Mahomes is a dual threat quarterback page. I'm just not.
Justin, I understand. Brady at 45 years old doing what he's doing is unremarkable. I'm 40 years old. I'm happy to get out of bed without pulling a muscle. All right. So kudos to him. But also, I have a very beautiful wife and I love her, but she's not Giselle.
Oh, she can watch the tape.
She knows.
I'm staying out of this one. All right, now it's time to go. It's time to go. Go Browns. We'll see you next week, Tuesday at 8. Thank you for joining. Presented by Labatt Blue, the Dawgs Table. We're out, everybody.